Hi, welcome to Ascension Parish Library's celebration of Vietnam Veterans Day. Today, please help me welcome our special guest, Ms. Tanya Whitney. Ms. Tanya Whitney spent 27 years in aviation maintenance with the Army and National Guard, finishing as a Master Sergeant. She spent much of the following years helping veteran organizations and causes. Ms. Whitney was inducted into the Army's Women Foundation Hall of Fame in Arlington, Virginia. If you would like to receive a lapel pin, which Ms. Whitney is going to talk about today, please feel free to call the Donaldsonville branch library at 225-473-8052. Now please help me welcome Ms. Tanya Whitney. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hello, my name is Tanya Whitney, and I am the chairman for the Ascension Veterans Memorial Park Foundation, and we are a commemorative partner with the Vietnam War Commemoration Program. This is a 13-year, 50-year anniversary program to honor those who served during the Vietnam War. We'd like to welcome and thank you for joining us. We're here today to honor those men and women who served during one of the most tumultuous times in our country's history. March 29th is National Vietnam Veterans Day. It is a day to thank and honor Vietnam veterans and their families for their service and their sacrifices. On March 28th, 2017, President Donald Trump signed into law the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Act of 2017. This made March 29th a national observance day, such as Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Navy Day, Armed Forces Day, Independence Day, and the National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. March 29th was chosen to honor the Vietnam veterans, and it will be observed in perpetuity now, as March 29, 1973 was the day the United States Military Assistance Command departed from Vietnam. The last U.S. combat troops left, and it is also the same day that Hanoi discharged the last of their reported prisoners of war. The commemoration honors all U.S. Armed Forces veterans who served on active duty between the dates of November 1st, 1955 and May 15th, 1975. This commemoration is all veterans. It does not matter where you served, when you served, as long as it was within those two dates. If you were in theater or stationed stateside or in Europe or somewhere else, all were called to serve. None could self-determine where they would be sent, and all were seen in the same way by a country at that time who did not distinguish between the war and the warrior. By presidential proclamation, the USA Vietnam Veteran Commemoration will continue through Veterans Day, November 11th, 2025. Thus, our nation will end at that point the 50th anniversary of the 13-year period of the Vietnam War. The U.S. involvement in Vietnam started slowly with an initial deployment of advisors in the early 1950s. It grew incrementally through the 1960s and fully expanded with the deployment of troops, combat units, in July of 1965. The last U.S. personnel were evacuated from Vietnam in April of 1975. November 1st, 1955 was selected as the start date to coincide with the official designation of the Military Assistance Advisory Group, Vietnam. May 15th, 1975 marks the end of the battle precipitated by the seizure of the SS Mayaguez. The Vietnam Veteran Lapel Pin was initially introduced in small numbers in the late 2014, with the first lapel pin then presented to the Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel. These lapel pins are presented to honorable, eligible Vietnam veterans to recognize, thank, and to honor them for their service. Every feature and symbol on the pin has a special meaning. The eagle is there to represent the courage, the honor, and dedicated service to our nation. The blue circle matches the American flag and signifies vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The laurel wreath represents victory, integrity, and strength. The 6 stars represent the 6 allies who fought in the Vietnam War. And the back is embossed with a message that reads, "A grateful nation thanks and honors you." Part of the commemorative program is also a Certificate of Honor program. The commemoration has established special recognition for unique service and sacrifices in 4 categories of veterans and their families. These certificates are produced and shipped with corresponding lapel pins by the commemoration organization. It is upon request through the Commemorative Partner Portal. The certificates of honor that are available for our commemorative partners to present with the company lapel pins are in the following groups: former living American military POWs from the Vietnam War as listed by the Department of Defense. This is a special and unique pin that has to be presented through the commemoration program. Immediate family members, parents, spouse, siblings, and children of American military personnel listed as missing and unaccounted for from the Vietnam War by the Department of Defense. Again, another direct and special certificate and pin through the commemoration program. Immediate family members, parents, spouse, sibling, and children of a Vietnam veteran who is listed on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., and is not listed as missing or accounted for by the Department of Defense. This certificate also is a special certificate and a pin through the commemoration program. Surviving spouse at the time of death of a veteran who served on active duty in the armed forces during the time period specified, 1 November 1955 through 15 May 1975, regardless of location of service, are authorized a commemorative certificate and surviving spouse pin. This certificate and this pin can be presented directly by the park to the surviving spouse. For some of our veterans, we are unable to pay our respects at a final resting place. There are still more than 1,500 military personnel missing in action from the war in Vietnam. We will never forget them. We will never stop looking to bring them home. We remember. While service members and their families understand and accept the risk that they take by serving our great nation, nothing can fully prepare a survivor for that knock on the door. It isn't just war at sea, in the air, or with boots on the ground. Thousands of miles away, where we've lost service members. They are brothers and sisters who fought alongside of us, who have left unfillable holes in the families, their communities, and the hearts across this country. Their friendships, their bravery, and their commitment to duty will never be forgotten. We remember. It is never the wrong time to say thank you to a veteran. And that is especially true for so many of our Vietnam War veterans who were never properly thanked when they returned home. Unfortunately, many of these men and women are no longer with us. Their departure from this earth, in many cases, hastened by their service. Their family sacrifice to our nation is no less. We remember. According to congressional reports, 725 Vietnam War service members were imprisoned. 64 of them died while imprisoned. We honor the service and sacrifice of all the prisoners of war who suffered at the hands of brutal captors, yet stood steadfast in their duty as soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen. We remember. In the face of controversy and opposition at home, millions of Americans honorably answered the call to serve our country during this tumultuous time in history. And when those who were fortunate enough to come home finally returned, they were met by ugly protest, scorn, and neglect. Today, we welcome them as the heroes they were then and they are now. We hope this helps to heal your painful wounds and allow us to pause and give our respect, admiration, and thanks to you, the patriotic men and women who sacrificed so much in service to our nation. We remember. While the National Commemoration Program does not include the Merchant Marines, the Ascension Veterans Memorial Park honors and thanks them for their service also. U.S. Merchant Marines served on ships that brought the supplies to Vietnam during the war without a front. They brought mail, helicopters, ammunition, food, medical supplies, and so much more. They brought the troops in and brought home many of those who are currently named on the Vietnam Memorial, otherwise known as the Wall. Casualties list of Merchant Marines during that time period lists 56 dead or missing in action in Vietnam. These mariners were killed by mines, rockets, snipers, and explosions. They paid the supreme sacrifice while serving their country. Yet, unlike their predecessors in World War II, they have not received veteran status. Yet, we remember. You didn't choose to enter the war, or trek through those jungles, or be assigned to other faraway places. Many of you didn't even choose to serve in the military in the first place. You were drafted. However, you did your duty. You fought the war. You served with honor wherever you were assigned, and you faced contempt when you arrived home, living with it for the decades since. No group of people more richly deserves these simple, heartfelt words of appreciation, more than those of you who served during the Vietnam War. Today we choose to honor you, our Vietnam veterans, worthy men and women who gave your all when called upon to serve and protect our country. We thank you for your unselfish service, for the dedication that it took to preserve our freedoms, our safety, and our country's heritage during a time when you were not respected. Though March 29th is the official National Vietnam War Veterans Day, here in Ascension we honor and remember all of our veterans all year round. Unfortunately, at this time with COVID-19, we are unable to do a pinning ceremony. However, the library has a sheet in which Vietnam veterans who served between November the 1st, 1955 and 15 May 1975, again, regardless of where you served, your family members and surviving spouses can request the honors. You can also contact the Park Committee via email at ascvetspark@gmail.com. That's ascvetspark@gmail.com. So in closing, and on behalf of the grateful citizens of Ascension Parish and the great state of Louisiana, thank you, brothers and sisters, for your service, and welcome home.